All right, friends. I haven't had any requests for anything from 7.3, which was today's lesson, so we're going to look at 7.2 because I've been asked to do these 4 questions. So here we go. 7b, which is on page 539. Simplify each expression. All right. So we have n squared minus 4. Am I in the right spot? Yeah. N squared minus 4 over 2n plus 1 times 6n plus 3 over n minus 2. Let's factor and get rid of the dots, put everything in brackets. This is a difference of squares. So that's n minus 2, n plus 2, and then we're going to factor 3 out of this. So it'll be n plus 1. I mean 2n plus 1, sorry. 2n plus 1. And then 2n plus 1, nothing to factor there. n minus 2, nothing to factor there. So now we just cross out where we can. I'll go red. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-blam, kaplooey. Now on the bottom, everything crosses out. So it just means there's a 1 left. And anything over 1 is equal to itself, right? Like 5 over 1 equals 5. So here we've got n plus 2 times 3. So that'll be 3n plus 6 over 1, which is just 3n plus 6. Cool, cool, cool. That was 7b. 7d. Am I going to be able to fit it on the same page? Oh, goodness, friends. What can n not equal? Always remember these. I clearly sometimes forget. Can't equal 2, and it can't equal negative a half. Sorry about that. I'm going to use a new page. I'm worried I'm not going to have the room. Maybe I'll check my answer too. Clearly I'm foggy brained. Can you guys hear that construction outside? Ask me how my afternoon nap was. What am I looking at? 7b. 3 times n plus 2. Yeah, all right. Next up, 7d. We've got b plus 2 squared, that's interesting, over 3b squared minus 3, that's a difference of squares in hiding, I'll show you in a sec, divided by 2b plus 4, got a 2 that's common, over 1 minus b. Nothing's going to happen there. Oh, this is a fun one, because this over here, you're going to get some b minus 1. Okay, cool. All right. So let's, I'm just going to go down from here. B plus 2 squared. So I'm just going to write it out twice. B plus 2, B plus 2. Now we've got to flip this and multiply, right? So 1 minus B. Maybe let's highlight our non-permissibles so we don't forget to come back to it. Okay, over top of, now this, I kind of want to skip a step. I'm going to factor 3 out of this. Okay, factor 3 out, and that would mean it's b squared minus 1. Can you see that? If I take the 3 out, it would be b squared minus 1. Well, that's a difference of squares. So it's b minus 1, b plus 1. Okay? Hope I didn't lose anybody there. Here I'm factoring the 2 out, and it'll be b plus 2. Okay, so here's some kind of fun trickiness. First, let's get rid of the obvious. B plus 2, B plus 2. That's it. Yep. Now 1 minus B and B minus 1. I'll do it in black, since it's the only color I haven't used yet. If we factor out, let's say 1 minus B. Let's look at the top. If I factor a negative out, so I take a negative out, that changes the signs of everything. So that becomes negative 1 plus B, or negative b minus 1. These are the same things. Notice, so once we factor that out, factor a negative out, this becomes b minus 1. That can cancel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a negative over here, as long as it's attached to the fraction somewhere, top, bottom, who cares. And there's no room here because I put the equal sign there and I'm hugging the left side for some dumb reason. So now these can cancel. I just got to remember that negative sign when I do my next step. So negative, now what's on top is b plus 2. And then 3 times 2 times b plus 1. I'll do that in 2 steps just to make sure. 2 times 3 is 6, and then b plus 1. So that equals negative b plus 2 over 6b plus 1. The negative's there, so we're fine. And now we just need to do our non-permissibles. B, okay, I'll come to that in a second. B can't equal 1, okay? It can't equal negative 2, because 2 times negative 2 plus 4 would be 0. Like this gets on the bottom after, right? Right, it shows you right there. B can't equal negative 2. Now for this, that became kind of this right here, right? So if it's too hard for you to look at this, it's positive or negative 1, but you can see it right here, okay? So positive, negative 1, negative 2. I'm just going to check the answer. This is 7D. Sure I didn't make a mistake. 7D, negative, B plus 2 on top, 6 times B plus 1 on the bottom. I just realized I made a mistake. It's not because of the back of the book, just because I'm smart. 6 times B is 6B. 6 times 1 is 6. This is one of those mistakes that if I was correcting on your work or your test, I would write this. Because it was a silly brain cramp. Okay, that's 7D. Gonna move on to 8D. Cool. Don't forget to write your non-permissibles. It's easy to forget, as you see, I sometimes do. 8D, page 540. Oh, it's just a little one. Just kidding. Okay, we have 2s squared minus 7s minus 4 over top of 6s squared minus 5s minus 6. There's some fun factoring going on here, friends. Divided by 4s squared plus 4s plus 1 all over 12s plus 8. Okay, so we're going to rewrite this whole mess, but factored. I'm not going to flip and multiply yet because there's too much going on. Oh, I hate that sound outside. Okay, so factor this. 2s and s, and then, so if this was 4, 2 times 4 is 8, minus 1. So it's going to be plus 1 minus, oh, wait a minute. 2, oh yeah, 4. Can you guys hear that? Somebody comment on this. Just tell me if you can hear that outside or not. 2s squared minus 8s plus s minus 4. Yes, finally, that's right. On the bottom, this one's going to take some side work. I'm just going to do it on a different page. So I'm going to run out of space over here. So if I want to factor this, 6 times negative 6, that's negative 36. I need to find factors that multiply to get 36 and have a difference of negative 5. So 3 and 12, no, that doesn't work. 4 and 9, oh, there you go. So positive 4 times negative 9 equals negative 36. 4 minus 9 equals negative 5. That's what we got. So we have 4 and negative 9. So I'm going to rewrite that 6s squared minus 5s minus 6 equals 6s squared plus 4s minus 9s minus 6. Do some factoring. 2s times 3s plus 2, and then negative 3 times 3s plus 2. So it's 2s minus 3 times 3s plus 2. That's the factored version. Now, I'm doing it on a separate page because it takes up a lot of space, and I'm doing it with a marker. When you're doing like on a test, tests, like we're going to have one of those again. But when you're doing that, please show your work all in the same spot, just so I know, off to the side, or if you want to do it on the next page, just point me to it. That's totally fine. So this is 2s minus 3s plus 2 divided by. I'm keeping it divided by because I want to just factor and not do too much in one step. 1, hey? Do I need to do this? So it's going to be 1 for sure. Oh, it's all plus signs. So is it 2? No, yeah, it is. 2s. That's 4, and then 2, and then 2, and then 1. I just want to check. 4. Yeah, okay, so that's what it is, and that's over. 4 is the biggest number that can come out of that. So that'll be 3s plus 2. Okay, so now that we got this factored, I'm just going to show where I got to look for my non-permissibles later, so don't forget nothing. I'm going to rewrite this as multiplication. 2s plus 1. S minus 4. I don't like the s's because they look like 5s, especially with my writing. What number is this? 8D? I'm just going to make sure these are s's, right? Yeah. Okay, and then so it's going to multiply what's on the bottom. And then on the bottom on this side is 2s minus 3. 3s plus 2, and then what was on the top? 2s plus 1, 2s plus 1. Okay, so now we cancel where we can. 2s plus 1, s minus 4, not there. 4, no. 3s plus 2, yes. All right, so rewrite this. Textbook will just have them kind of like these two and then these two. I'm going to multiply them through, so that's going to be 4s minus 16 over top of 4s squared minus 2s minus 3. S cannot equal 3 over 2. Negative 2 over 3. Negative a half. Negative a half, it's already there. And negative 2/3. So plus and minus. Plus and minus 3 halves. Oh, wait a minute. I said 2/3, didn't I? Just plus. There we go. Wait, plus? Wow. Sorry, guys. Now I'm going to double check my work. That's why I use a pencil. Okay, so it's 3 halves. Check. Negative 2/3. Check. Negative a half. Check. Negative a half. Check. And negative 2/3. Yes. Okay. So 3 halves, negative 2/3, negative a half. Check my work. Make sure I didn't mislead you. 8D. 4s minus 16. Cha. Cool. All right, that's 8D. Got one more on the left, 11B. Move my big stack over this way. 11B, page 541. Okay, all right. Okay, so I'm going to write this out. 3AB over 4AB cubed, 4AB cubed times 8B squared over 27, yikes, 27A 5B3 divided by 2A squared B squared over 6AB cubed, 6AB cubed. I'm going to make sure I wrote this down right. 3AB, 4AB cubed, 8b squared, 27a to the 5b cubed, 2a squared, b squared. Okay. Non-permissibles are easy for this, right? It's just a and b can't equal 0. There's no plus or minus, nothing. We flip and multiply. And so I'm going to flip, and then I'm just going to put them all next to each other. I'm not going to separate them all. You can if you want, if you need to. When I say separate them all, I'm not going to, this down here is not going to be 2 times 2 times a times b times b times b. I'm going to do the shorter version. 3ab times 8b squared times 6ab cubed. You may notice I am giving space though, just to be able to cross and write things down. 4ab cubed, 27 a to the 5, b to the 3, 2. That's a 2. Can't you tell? What's the matter with you? 2. That's a 2. A squared. It's a crappy 2. Is that supposed to be 2? Yeah. B squared. So let's start canceling. I'll go red. I wonder if I have a... No, whatever. Okay. Let's start with this 3. 3 goes in 27 9 times. So there's a 9 left over. 8. 2 and the 4. 2 and the 4 make 8. Cha, cha, cha. 6 and the 9. 3 goes into both. It goes into 6 twice. Goes into 9 3 times. Okay. Now I'm just going to count up my a's on top. I've got 1. I've got 2. I've got a squared on top. On the bottom, I've got a to the 8, but I've got an a squared I can conveniently cancel. Gets rid of that a and that a. These are left alone. Now b, I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 b's. 3 there, 3 there. Done. That's it. Now we kind of collect everything. I feel like I'm doing something wrong. This question feels like it should be harder. Maybe it's just because it's such a gong show with all these things. Okay, what numbers? We have a 2. 2. And then A, because I like to go alphabetical, all our A's are gone. So B to the 6. 2B to the 6. Oh yeah, I forgot to cancel that out. I'm just looking. It's like, why didn't I cancel out any B's? Sorry, I said these 3, right? B to the 6, B to the 3, B to the 3. Those all get rid of each other. So there's no A's or B's. Sorry, use a pencil. Numbers 3, that was a 2 that got canceled. You ever have one of those days when you could be clearer? So it's just a 3 on the bottom. There's A to the 6 and B to the 2. A, B cannot equal 0. Let me just have a quick look at this. 3 times 8 is 24. 24 times 6 is 100 and... What did I say? This is 24. So it'll be 120, it'll be 144. 27 times 2 is 54. 4 times 54 is 216. So 144 over 216. So 2/3. Yep. We've got a squared over a8, so it should be a6, and then b, we've got b cubed, b to the 6 over b to the 8, so b, yeah, that looks right. Double check my answer though. 11b2 over 3a to the 6b squared, a and b cannot equal 0. Cha-ching! Now, I know I made little tiny kind of missteps throughout, so if you're confused, if I threw you for a loop, please let me know. I want to fix it if I need to. That's it, friends. Have a good long weekend, hey?